Jake, can you measure what your robots are able to achieve in terms of real-term military readiness?
We're all about measuring the real information and details on the ground. And so we swarm our robots all over these ships, as you see in the videos. And what they're doing is they're gathering ground truth and information that would typically take 3 or 4 months to be done and gather 1/1,000,000th of the amount of information and data set that is not filtered to any source of truth and software that could be, gathered and then in perpetuity be evaluated to help with planning into the future. What we're providing to the Navy, and kudos to the Navy for adopting this technology, in a way that's giving them an advantage over others that deal with the same problem every single day. They're taking very seriously this demand of getting to 80% readiness of their fleet, and the robots collect all this information and data that can help perpetuate goodness both now, saving 3 to 4 months of cycle time in maintenance cycles, but also into the future to plan smarter so that we have less and less days of downtime for the vessels.
I mean, you're seeing them flying, we're seeing them climbing, we're seeing the hardware, but you're also about the interpretation of the data as well. How are you developing your own models to ensure that the right information is getting to the end user?
Yeah, well, it's this example, and when we say at the company a lot, is if it's not ready, it doesn't count. And that's very important as it relates to the readiness of our fleets, as it relates to deterring conflict, what's going on right now in the Middle East, and then also on the Pacific side. And, we've been doing this for 13 years. I started the company out of a college dorm with this idea of what if you could diagnose the health of the built world, what could that enable as it relates to predicting what the future structures, how they should be built, and then what's going to occur, and how to prevent that from occurring. And so, we've been improving these models and believing that if you can gather information and data using robots, turn atoms into bits, you can have such an incredible advantage as it relates to how to make infrastructure smarter, make it more efficiently, and make even new structures. And so these models are all being fed into a central source of truth, a digital thread for critical infrastructure called Cantilever.
Jake, you presented basically at the Winning the AI Race Summit in DC last year, which was very much focused on this administration's policy platforms for AI. I'm curious, in the time that since passed, you've done a deal with the Navy, you got it done, and I wondered what that's like, to see a project through to fruition with some of the military apparatus of this nation.
It is so exciting and so incredible to see the Navy being a leader in the world as it relates to giving our warfighters an advantage that no other Navy around the world, including China, has. And that's the ability to have this incredible advantage with robotics and AI to speed up how quickly we're gathering information and then deploying it. We're not just doing that, for the U.S. government. We're doing that for the largest companies in the world, companies like ADNOC, who's giving this AI and robotics native approach in such an incredibly advanced way. We're bringing that same technology and beyond to the Navy and ensuring as well that it's not just about 5 years or 10 years where you're going to see autonomous systems and robots and AI affecting the Navy and helping our warfighters. No, this is actually happening today. And that is something that the administration cares deeply about. That's something that Secretary Phelan of the Navy cares deeply about. If you want to have the best Navy in the world, the best assets and programs in the world, most robust, you need impact today. And as you're seeing, today matters, and it matters more than ever.
Right. Jake, what is your core competence at Gecko Robotics? Are you good at hardware, or are you good at software?
We're good at building robotic systems that go out and gather information and data sets that no one, knew how to ever capture before, but then two, interpreting it to allow for decisions to be made to give you advantages that can speed up times to bring critical infrastructure that's constantly delayed, constantly over budget because of how hard it is to find out where are things broken, how to fix it. The robots are able to gather all the information, not have to destroy the infrastructure and assets to gather it, and then provide the ability to optimize where to make the repairs, the replacements, and then into the future, how to plan for that to potentially never even have a shutdown. We've been able to prevent shutdowns at oil and gas facilities that were going to occur, right, that would have caused big explosions. And for the Navy to be able to accelerate and give them advantages in terms of how to get our ships out of dry dock and defending our values. And so we're just so incredibly proud to be serving the Navy in this way, and just kudos to the Navy for taking a big, bold step as it relates to giving us this advantage.